All right, pull up a chair, get comfortable, grab whatever you're sipping on. Because let me tell you, this is not the kind of story you expect when you move out to the country looking for peace and a little room to breathe. And if you've ever had the joy of dealing with a power-hungry HOA, or just that one neighbor who thinks the world is a sitcom where they're the star, then you'll get why this one still gets my blood up, even now. Name's Ethan Cole, 38, work in data risk and compliance, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm paid to read fine print, find loopholes, and make sure nobody screws me over with technicalities. I used to joke that it made me a pretty boring guy at parties, but I'll tell you this. Boring is exactly what you want when the fireworks start flying and your sanity is on the line. Because what happened to me wasn't just about property lines or neighborly misunderstandings. It was about power. Who has it, who thinks they do, and how you handle yourself when someone tries to take what's not theirs. So here's the deal. Early May, warm Thursday morning, skies so blue you'd think it was a movie set, grass waving in that slow, lazy way, and cowbird hopping along my brand new fence like they'd been paid to do a quality check. I just moved in 5.5 acres out past Red Willow Township, right up against the Sycamore Ridge Estates, a place so proud of its upscale peace and unified neighborhood standards, it felt like every mailbox was inspected twice a day for color compliance. But that wasn't me. My land sat outside their fancy lines, not a single inch inside the HOA border. County property, no board, no paint your ship as your wheel find you kind of rules. Just the kind of freedom a guy dreams about when he spent a decade in apartments with mystery leaks and neighbors who blast techno at 2 a.m. I was marking out my property lines that morning, survey tape flickering in the wind, when I heard it, tires crunching on gravel fast. Not the friendly, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, kind of stop. No, this was the law enforcement, we've got a problem here, kind of stop. White BMW SUV. Out steps this woman, Malene Harrow, president of the Sycamore Ridge HOA for as long as anyone can remember. Pearls, power heels, sunglasses that could probably block out an eclipse, and a clipboard like it was her badge and shield. She marches up, and I swear, each heel strike on the gravel was like a gavel coming down. Doesn't say hi, doesn't even introduce herself, just, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?" Not a question, more like an accusation wrapped in a bow. I wiped the sweat off my face and tried to keep things polite. "Morning, just marking my property lines." She steps in closer, like she's checking for illegal activity. You need architectural approval for that. Section 4.11 of the Sycamore Ridge Covenant Guidelines clearly states, I had to cut her off, gently but firmly. "Sorry, I'm not in Sycamore Ridge." And you could see her face just pause, then reboot into indignant mode. "Yes, you are. All land this side of County Road 12 falls under our HOA." I just smiled. One of those smiles you give when you know the other shoe is about to drop for them, not you. I reached into my cargo pocket, pulled out a laminated copy of the county survey map, and handed it over. "Neighborhood stops here, 53 feet shy of my fence. County assessor says this land is private, not under your board." She scanned it like it was a fake ID, grumbled something, shoved it back like she was afraid my peasant paper might infect her. "Well, I'll have my attorney verify, and until then, you are required to comply." At that point, I had to laugh. Not mean, just that, "Are we really doing this?" laugh. "With respect, ma'am, no, I'm really not." Her eyes flashed, and she tossed out one more classic. "People like you think you're above the rules. It never ends well." Then she storms off, nearly clipping my just-planted sunflowers with her tires as she pulls away. Rule 1 of my job, document everything. So I snapped some photos, her car, the flowers, the time. Not a chance. 3 days later, 6:41 a.m., I get an email. Notice of violations. Immediate action required. 7 of them. Fence too high, unapproved gate, visible equipment, not paying HOA dues, and some other nonsense that honestly made me laugh. That's when I knew It wasn't ignorance, it was ego, sharpened and ready to draw blood. I forwarded the email to my attorney, attached my property docs, replied to her with one line. As previously explained, this property is outside your jurisdiction. She shot back. We disagree. And that, right there, was the spark. You ever have a moment you know is going to change everything? That was mine. I did what I do best, prepared for war. Digital folders, cloud backups, camera installations at every angle. Didn't take long for her to up the ante. A Facebook post in the HOA group, painting me as the monster threatening their property values. Hundreds of comments, most cheering her on, but a few folks, brave souls, started asking questions. Those were the comments that disappeared the fastest. She called me that night. Same voice, only now with a solid layer of venom. Remove your equipment and gate, or we'll litigate. Not HOA property, I said. You think the law will protect you? I know everyone in this county. I've won every battle like this. You will lose. I just saved the call, one-party consent state, and added it to my malign evidence folder. A couple days later, I catch 3 people on my gate on camera, Meline and 2 of her board, all suited up, clipboards in hand, acting like they were there to audit the IRS. I buzzed them on the intercom. Can I help you? We're conducting an inspection. Open the gate. That clause doesn't apply here. This is private property. Please step back. She rattled the gate like she could shake her authority into reality. You can't ignore us. This affects our home values. You are currently trespassing. If you don't leave, I'll call law enforcement. They stayed. So I called. Deputy shows up, takes one look at my documents, tells her, "Ma'am, this land is not under HOA jurisdiction. You need to step away." And let me tell you, watching her swallow that was something else. Like a queen, finding out her kingdom ends at the moat. Thought it was over. It wasn't. Cease and desist letter arrives. Written by her husband, big shot attorney. Sounded like a threat wrapped in legal perfume, but nothing real behind it. I sent back a calm reply, copied the county clerk and sheriff for good measure. And then, twist time, neighbor Luke, guy I'd only met once at the feed store, texts me, "Saw the post about you. Don't worry, 30 of us know the truth. You're not the first." Turns out, Sycamore Ridge was littered with folks who'd been steamrolled by Meline. Next thing I know, a binder shows up on my gate post. No note, just a number written inside. Pages and pages of violation notices, threats, old legal letters, stories from other families who got out or got ruined. Called the number. Name's Harper. Used to live here. She made us take down our daughter's tree swing. Said it messed with the aesthetic. You're the first to ever stand your ground. Just be careful. She breaks people. Put that binder on my table. Looked at it like I'd just been handed the history of a war I never knew was being fought. But then it got real ugly. Friday night, I get home. My mailbox is gone. Exploded in a mess of wood and dirt. Check the cameras. There she was, hood up, baseball bat, 3 swings, then out. Clear as day. Called the sheriff. Deputy watches the footage, whistles, says, "This isn't a dispute anymore. This is criminal mischief. Press charges." Yes, just that. Because enough is enough. Monday, county investigator knocks, then the sheriff, then the county attorney. They watch the videos, look through the binder. "This has been building for years," one mutters. The next day, her husband calls me. Voice tired, defeated. "Ethan, it's gone too far." I told her to stop. "I'll pay for everything." I didn't yell. Just listened to a man realizing his world was falling apart. Later, invitation to the HOA board meeting, one on my side. I went just to set the record straight. I walked in, hit record, sat down. Meline tries to paint me as the villain. Then one neighbor stands up. "You fined me $2,800 for a dented gutter when my husband was in the hospital." Another, "You forced me to remove my mother's memorial garden because it wasn't pre-approved." Another, "You call my son's service dog an aesthetic disruption." Then I played the mailbox video. Whole room went silent. One old board member just says, "I move to remove Meline Harrow as HOA president." Unanimous. She walked out, heels quieter than ever. Weeks passed. County made plans for restitution. People got refunds. Bylaws rewritten so no one person could run roughshod over everyone else. Then, one day at the grocery store, I see her. No pearls, no SUV, just a gray sweater and a paper bag. She looks me in the eye. "Ethan, I hurt people. I'm sorry. I'm getting help." I believed her, not because she said it, but because she looked human for the first time. And here's the kicker. You don't win by breaking someone else. You win by refusing to let them break you. These days, ranch is peaceful. My horses graze. The sheriff waves. The same HOA folks now invite me to barbecues. Life's funny like that. I didn't set out to fight anybody. I just wanted peace. Turns out, sometimes you have to stand your ground to get it. So now I'll ask you, what would you have done? Stood firm, or just paid up to avoid the mess? Are HOAs keeping neighborhoods safe, or do they cross a line sometimes? Let me know in the comments. I honestly want to hear it. And hey, if you're dreaming of escaping to the country to dodge HOA drama, maybe install those cameras before you plant tomatoes. Not all fences keep out trouble. Sometimes they just make trouble climb harder. If you like stories about regular folks standing up to bullies, hit like, subscribe, and tell your story below. Because peace isn't something you're handed. It's something you protect. Sometimes the strongest word is just no. Not here. Thanks for listening. Stay free.